Coach, second Big 12 team going in. What's the mentality for the second series in conference?
What we want to do is go up there. First of all, we want to have a good practice today and tomorrow, and I think that's important, the preparation part. And when you get up there, play the best you can, execute the best you can, pick each other up, and don't leave it. Really just to show up each day through the weekend, and just know you're going to have to go earn it.
Do you, Caleb, obviously two really good starts, but you were saying you were really impressed with stuff even before that. How do you think his secondary stuff, specifically his slider that he said that he was working on before, how do you think that's evolved this year?
It's still evolving. It's got good late life to it and good bite to it. And secondary pitches aren't something you have every day, and so that's something he'll have to deal with daily. And pitching's about getting by with what you have that day. You don't always have your good stuff, and the guys that can pitch do that.
What was working so consistently against Michigan that, it's a tough team and you're at home and everything, but to get a sweep like that, what was really working for you guys so well?
Well, we gave ourselves some margin for error by how we pitched and played defense. And you could say the same thing about offensively. We swung the bats good, but really it all starts with pitching and defense. You go out and you play good defense and you pitch well. You give yourself some margin for error there in the middle innings. Try to score some runs, and usually that's where it all starts.
Did we kind of overrate momentum, winning like 4 of 5 this last weekend, taking that on the road? Did we in the media kind of overrate taking that on the road? Or is that something you can see in the team?
Oh, I think really what you're talking about in baseball is what I just said. You go out and you pitch and you play defense. It gives you a chance to win baseball games. And each day it's a challenge to do that for any baseball team. And so, but momentum, I think there's definitely within every team there's leaders who say, hey, we need to take care of business. Absolutely.
How nice was it, obviously you said the 5 games in 5 days, that helps prepare guys for the big leagues, but also, was it a big advantage to be able to use all those different relievers for those games to get them some action?
I think so. I think we all thought that being able to get guys on the mound, even the day where we gave up the game, or call it whatever you want, where we got beat, and that was back-to-back days for a few guys in that game, and they threw the ball well. So we got information through the weekend, which is always good.
Talked about the 5 games in 5 days, now kind of taking the break, having 3 days off before heading to Kansas State. Do you like that kind of changing up the typical week instead of the 2 midweek with the days off, getting more in a row, and kind of keep the guys on their toes? How's that kind of changed your routine going?
First of all, I don't know if it's 3 days off. We did give them yesterday off, and it's really important today we have good practice. As far as a game, you're right. I'm not playing an actual game. And so I think we enjoyed the five games in a row. I don't know that you want to come back and play on Tuesday after doing that or on Wednesday, but I think we could. I don't think there's any reason you couldn't do that other than maybe letting guys get their legs under them a little bit, and school, kind of getting prepared to be away from school for a few days. And so there's a balance there. The schoolwork and getting ready to play, you got to balance both of them.
Is there a different grind when Big 12 play actually starts? Just because there's history, a lot of the coaches and the players that you're going to see, is there a different grind once the conference play starts compared to non-conference?
I don't think so. We try to take each day for what it is and try to do the best we can that day and bring good energy each day, prepare each day, and get ready for the opportunity after you do that.
What stands out to you about Kansas State going into this weekend?
Well, Pete Hughes is the new coach there. They've had a coaching change. He hired a guy out of Palomar Junior College as his pitching guy. Buck does a really good job with his pitching. I know, as far as their weekend rotation, they're going to go right, left. Looks like to me the guy on all 3 of them have been competitive. 2 of the games they played last weekend out of the 3 in Stillwater were really close games up till the 8th inning. And, I know they got Coach Hughes' son on the team, which usually could help, when you start talking about making the transition and trying to get guys to play for each other and all those things. And it's always been tough going to Manhattan. You're always going to deal with some type of weather, wind, rain, delays, something. You're going to deal with something, just plan on that. And so really what sticks out, I think, more than anything is over the past 10 years going up there, 12 years, Coach Hill's been there. And so now it's going to be a little bit different, possibly with Coach Hughes being there and how they go about things. Had a lot of respect for Coach Hill, how he had them a game away from Omaha in 2013. And so he did an awful good job in his time there. And so a lot of things stick out. It's when you start looking at their team, they've always been able to, manufacture runs there. They got some good hitters back from last year. So it'll be fun.
Starting pitching's really been putting together some quality out starts. What kind of luxury is that to have guys going deeper into games than maybe they were early in the year and not having to use as many guys throughout one game? It
sure helps. It sure makes, it definitely makes managing a game easier. When your starter can go out and give you 5, 6, 7 innings, and your team feels confident with that, and you feel confident with that, and guys are throwing the ball where they need to, and all those things, it definitely helps the flow of the game. All the talk about, the time in baseball, even though that's the only time you'll probably ever hear me say it, that's the whole key to it, is good start and pitching. And so, it's been neat to watch those guys come on, but it's a continuous process, too, for those guys to continue to get better.
Are you thinking Erickson, Caleb, and Mason this weekend?
We know we're going to start Micah Dallas and Caleb, game 1 and 2. Game 3, I would say we're still talking about it with the 5 games that we're set up for Mason or Erickson to throw that game. So we'll probably wait till the end of the day to decide that.
So obviously you were happy with Micah's outing this last week?
I'd say so.
What did he really bring you thought was different that he could really bring this?
I think the biggest thing is, he doesn't make too big a deal out of anything. He's he believes in his stuff. He lets his teammates play behind him. He's got really good stuff on top of that. He locates it, he holds runners, fills his position. There's not a whole lot not to like about it.
How's Erickson's back?
Last time I saw him, it was good. Which would have been, let me think about this, Monday. It was getting better.
So not to put words in your mouth, but not something that'll keep him off the mound.
No, I don't think so. No, he felt fine the other day, and I think you can go back the other day and you can look at his deal, and it's 2 or 3 innings, however long he was in there, and make some adjustments maybe. A lot of times when balls go through the infield, I think it's my fault, quite honestly. We think we ought to know where they're hitting it, and so. You just move an infielder a step or two, and you might have a double play ball. So he just needs to keep doing what he's been doing.
Cam, I'm just curious, during the last game against Stetson, when you hit that mile-high ball, when was the last time you had an instance like that where just a ball fell in that no man's land like that, and you were able to get a double out of it?
It was honestly not a great at bat. I swung at a bad pitch and runner on third with less than 2 outs. I just needed to hit a fly ball to the outfield. But having to land, it worked out, I guess. But I haven't seen many balls land like that. They were infield in, so gave it more space. I guess it was ideal at the end of the day. The run scored.
What stands out to you about Kansas State? Anything specifically?
Honestly, I haven't even seen anything about them or anything. We haven't talked about them. We were off yesterday, so I'm sure we'll talk about them in the next couple of days, who we're going to face, and I'm sure the pitchers will talk about their hitters a little bit.
I'm sure maybe the lineup might change a little bit throughout the series since they've got as I said, a righty, lefty again. But how do you feel when the lineup changes throughout like either like the last 5 day stretch? As a hitter, does that like change your approach at all or anything?
No, it doesn't change our approach. We just still go up there and try to get our pitch and have good at bats. No matter where you're at in the lineup, you're going to come up at some point with runner in scoring position or to try to get something going. You just got to have good at bats.
Where do you prefer to hit in the lineup?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me.
No?
I've hit pretty much every place here, from 2 to 8 here. So in my 3 years.
We asked you a lot last week about, going into a 5 games, just kind of how, you said you hadn't done that here at Tech yet, just how it'd be, now that you've actually gone through it, what are some of the benefits you've seen and how did the overall weekend go?
That was good. I mean, like you guys said with Tadlock earlier, a lot of guys got to throw this weekend that hadn't thrown as much, and then Beater got a chance to throw for the first time since his Tommy John back-to-back days, so that was good, and just it was good to get a lot of at-bats this weekend.
Coach was talking about Micah, how well he looked last weekend, getting the start again probably on Friday. What have you really seen from him as a teammate? What have you really seen from him, what he brings out there?
He threw really well. Both his last 3 outings, I can remember it out of the pen twice, and then starting this week, he's thrown really well. He's commanded all 3 of his pitches, and he gave up a home run, and he just came back in and got the next guy out. Like, he doesn't let anything affect him, really.
I know you haven't studied Kansas State like you guys said, but playing a team for your career here and having that coaching change, what kind of surprise or uncertainty does that bring going into the games?
I'll just bring just us having to go out there and just play our best game. Not so much worry about them as much as if we go out there and do our jobs, and we should be able to get the job done.
Is it exciting being back to Big 12 play? Because obviously you went to Austin a couple weeks ago, but now to go out of conference with Michigan and Stetson, but now to get another Big 12 matchup, does it feel different at all?
Oh yeah, because you're playing for a conference championship at the end of the day, but every game's important. But we got a bad taste in our mouth after we left Texas, so it'd be good to go back in Big 12 play and hopefully get some wins this weekend.
Is it also nice that it's on the road like Texas was, so you can not just do well against another Big 12 opponent, but do well against them on the road?
On the road, on the road it's a different environment obviously than playing here in front of all these fans, but it'll just be good just to go out there and play. Just get some more games on our belt and on the road for the younger guys too.